It's time to crack open an old door once again. Hello, I'm MrSpirit, and today's video is more of a serious video than it is of any game or footage that I could ever get. I have footage running just so you can have something to watch while you listen, but you do not need to watch this episode in order to get what's going on, as long as you listen to what happens. So, for the past 2 weeks, I've been helping a couple people with some problems with depression and suicide. Now, if you haven't known or watched some of my older videos, you may know that I may not know that I have dealt with depression. I still deal with depression on a daily basis, but I have also attempted to take my life before. And I did take it, but it failed. That's why I'm still around. However, there's a lot of hard work and effort that goes into doing this, and it does drain energy from people. It just zaps you dry, and it makes you wonder what these people were thinking or how they even got along in life this far. And it is not an easy subject to deal with, nor will it ever be easy. It's a subject that we as a society tend to brush off and not care about because we don't want to talk about it, nor do we want to hear about it. It's one of those taboos where we as a society have decided that it's better to ignore the problem than to embrace it and help solve it. And in these past 2 weeks, I've had to open up that door to my past again to help these people. I'm not going to name their names, nor am I going to tell you the full details. But the gist of it is, one was helping another friend and came to me for advice. It ended up taking a turn for the worse when someone ended up undoing the work that I did. And that person is now in the hospital. Her current situation is unknown, but they will be keeping in touch. The other person has so far been having good results and hasn't had any much fallback. So I'm assuming that things are going well. I am keeping in touch with them as well, just to make sure nothing can go wrong as much as possible. Now, the one thing that most people need to also remember while doing this is, if you're not a professional, you still have to realize that you can't do everything on your own to help these people. You have to try and get professional help for them. These people live in the EU region, so I can't really do much except for use my voice and my words. And I've done all of that. I've also recommended them to seek medical attention, to seek advice from an adult, just not just rely on me if things start going worse for not only themselves but for others as well. It's one of those things that if it's not looked at or diagnosed or dealt with properly, can go very, very wrong, and you may not get that second chance. I was lucky. Others are not. On a daily basis, millions of people decide to commit suicide, not knowing the consequences that can occur when they do this. You put your family, you put yourself, and you put your friends and those around you into a state of disrepair for the longest time. The harm that you don't see is some of the most damaging that they will ever feel. To quote Megadeth's A Tout le Monde, moving on is a simple thing, but what it leaves behind is hard. You know the sleeping feel no more pain, but the living are scarred. And what this means is that it's easy to finally end it for yourself. And you're not going to feel anything anymore because the dead don't feel anything. But for everyone else, they have to live with the pain, wondering, what could they have done better? What could they have done different? Why did this happen to their friend? Why didn't they come to them? It leaves so many questions that it hurts the people that are left behind just as much as it does to finally end it all. So, if you are ever suffering from these thoughts, do not think you are alone. There are people, and they have been there for you this whole time. There are hotlines that you can call. You can talk to a teacher, to a parent, to a friend, to another family member, to a student counselor, to a teacher, and they will help you. That's what they're there for. If they care about you, they will help you. And never think that you are alone in your struggles. That's what I thought until I found my ray of light. And that's what I've been hoping to give these people, is that ray of light and a glimmer of hope, so they can keep going on with their lives. And I hope that you guys will find that days will be tough, but you're not going to just give up and give in just that easily. And I hope each of you decide that it's worth more to live than it is to end everything and everything right then and there. I hope that this message reaches every one of you, because this is going to be a tough time, not only for them, but it is going to affect me a bit, because I'm trying to make sure that they're okay. For me, I have no real connection to them. The only connection that I can really say I share with them is I've been in these situations, and that's about it. But it doesn't mean that I can't care about them and try and do my best. So hopefully things will turn around for them and things will get better. If you do have these thoughts and that, I suggest you talk to someone immediately. But you can also join our Steam group and our Discord, where we can help you. We're there as a family, a giant community of friends and family. I have people on board who are always willing to talk, to be friends, to have fun memories. But you need to remember that not everyone can be there 24/7, but we will try and be there for you as much as possible. It's something that is very terrifying and can also be quite devastating. So, I do plead with you to try and find that help that you need. And don't let it keep going on and on. One of the things that I've told them is, no matter how dark the world gets, no matter how bad it seems, there will be one constant in this world, and there will always be a light at the end that will help guide you through kindness of others, through their generous spirits, through their honest words, their loyal dedication, and being able to sit and share a laugh with them. You'll be able to pull through anything. That's why this world needs more people, for people to listen and help instead of focusing on themselves. If you focus on nothing but yourself, you've not really contributed to society in of itself. You should be more concerned about the others around you, and they'll be more concerned about you as well. It works both ways. You can help and be a light for people, or you can be a complete dark void for them to go through. I suggest going with becoming the light for someone else. And no matter how hard it gets or how bad you think you're doing, being able just to talk with them and listen to them is a lot to them. Being able to give them a hug, a shoulder to lean on, a shoulder to cry on. Just being a good person can change so many lives. For me, I don't know how many lives I've touched or reached out to through my videos, through my groups, but I'm hoping that I can at least save one person. If I can do that, that's a whole lot to me. But for every person that I lose, it tears me apart. So never think your life is worthless, and never think it's worth it just to end it. Because you may be at a low point now, but the road only gets higher and it gets better. And I'll tell you, it does change. You may think it's not changing, but it is. And if you don't deal with it, it will consume you. And it'll do it in a very, very bad way. So just never give up. And take that to all your aspects through life. That it may be difficult now, but it can and will get better. Because no matter what low point you reach, nothing will be as low as this. And if you can overcome that, you can overcome all the bad parts in your life. So make sure that you at least try and become that one thing that you need, not just in your life, but in everybody's life. Become a beacon of hope if you're able to. Just remember, you can't save everyone, and nor should you be able to. We are only human, and we have to live off of our faults. So hopefully you guys will understand where I'm coming from with this, because this has been a difficult 2 weeks, not just for me, but for these people as well. My prayers go out with them, and I'm not normally one who's very religious, but I do know when there's time to have faith and pray, because sometimes you just need to have that little faith. And if you don't, it can come back and do some real harm. So if you keep faith and just pray and hope that things can go right and do all you can, you may be able to save a life. Now, there's nothing wrong with some failure as well, but just remember, it does come with anything that you try to do. There is always a chance of failure, and there is always a chance of success. The higher the rate of success is based on what you do and how you do it. So make sure that you give it your complete all, and don't just give nothing and expect everything to just work out. So hopefully a lot of you take away from this. I know this is a heavy subject, but it's something that needs to be said once again. I've already said it once before, and I definitely will probably have to say it again. So I may not do a video this Sunday just to recover for myself. I'm not sure. So just be prepared that if you see no video Sunday, that you know what is going on. And then videos will return Wednesday. I've already gotten some demos into my inbox. So hopefully you guys can take this moment and this time to reflect, to talk with any loved ones or friends. Remember, it's not just about you. It's about all of us. We are all in this together.